My take on the issue of DNA and paternity testing. We've all probably heard about the late Segirinya and how a DNA test showed that 5 of the children were not his. So my position is that DNA testing should be made mandatory or mainstream at birth. Now, people who are against this will argue that DNA testing or mainstream DNA testing will destroy families, will destroy marriages. But I beg to differ. On the contrary, I believe that mainstream DNA testing will foster stronger marriages and stronger families. Because let's be honest, a marriage where one of the partners steps out, gets pregnant, then returns and commits paternity fraud isn't a strong marriage. The lawyers will tell you that some of the laws in our criminal code, especially those with very harsh punishments, are not necessarily meant to punish criminals, but to prevent or to deter people from engaging in crime. So knowing that a particular crime or a particular offense has a very harsh punishment, someone will think twice before engaging in that particular act. The same should occur for paternity fraud. Knowing that someone can easily get caught because a DNA test is now mandatory will make people think twice before committing adultery or committing this paternity fraud. And I think this will go far in creating stronger marriages and stronger families. So my suggestion is that for every child born, a paternity test should be mandatory or should be done on that exact day. No one's name should be included on any birth certificate until we are very sure that this is the exact father of that child. Hospitals could go ahead and include this bill on their delivery packages. In fact, the more DNA tests that we do, the lower the price will be. So I think it will be a good thing in the long run. What about those families where mistakes were made, but no DNA tests were done at birth and the children are now grown up? Now, unfortunately, these people are going to be our sacrificial lambs, the ones who lay down their lives so that we can have cleaner societies in future. See, paternity fraud is wrong. It's very, very wrong. It cheats the man both financially and emotionally. Financially, meaning he has to take care of a child for 20, 30 years. You people are seeing the school fees dues these days, you're seeing the medical bills. Then emotionally, meaning you're making him to create a bond, an emotional bond with someone who is not his DNA relative. That is very wrong. And you're also betraying the marital trust. Now, letting people get away with paternity fraud, telling us to stop asking for accountability, is essentially telling people or telling ladies to do it with impunity. Basically, you are facilitating it. No single individual should be allowed to get away with any wrongdoing done against another person simply because the act of catching them can destroy the family or something like that. In fact, I can confidently add that people who are willing to let ladies get away with paternity fraud are the same people who refuse to report relatives who defile girls within the family simply because reporting them will create a lot of hate or something like that. I'm sure many of us have heard of such cases occurring.